The final major set of car improvements is expected to provide Formula One's top teams one last chance to modify the pecking order for 2024. And this time, Red Bull is going all out. The RB20 will be used as the base model for 2025's car, so everything done now will enhance next year's title chances. But what have they got brewing in Milton Keynes? But they aren't the only ones brining the heat. After a 4-week hiatus, Formula One returns for a hectic 6-race campaign in 8 weeks, with Austin's United States Grand Prix a critical weekend for the grid as 2024's last modifications emerge. The race at Austin's Circuit of the Americas is widely regarded as the last big opportunity to unleash a last round of car modifications this season. Austin is the first stop of a 3-city tour that covers Mexico and Brazil, making it the most convenient location for introducing new parts. The season concludes with a triple header in Las Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi. Some teams may bring new low downforce components to outlier Vegas, but it is likely that most teams would reuse their wing specs from Monza and, particularly, Baku. And by Qatar, it will be too late to see a significant return on investment unless teams decide to experiment pieces in 2025. As a result, whatever teams had in the production pipeline during the previous month will now begin to surface as teams make one more attempt to improve their chances. Austin is a sprint weekend, so teams have less practice time to tune in changes. Nevertheless, they have grown acclimated to the format, so their reluctance to bring upgrades to a sprint race is not as strong as it once was. We all know that we already started the development of the next year car, and we try to do our best to have a small upgrades. According to Ferrari's Fred Vasseur, I think it will be probably the last one for everybody, that it will be true for us, but it will be true for the other teams. And now it's so tight over the last 4, 5, 6 races. If you have a look on the grid, it may get tight, and every single bit can make a difference. It's a natural point in the year that all teams will bring something to Austin, Red Bull team boss Christian Horner added. Ferrari has got something sizable. I think Mercedes, McLaren, they'll all be bringing something. McLaren leads by 41 points and appears to be set to maintain its lead until the conclusion of the year based on its current performance gap with Red Bull. But Red Bull has hinted that it has finally figured out where it went wrong with the development of its RB20. Yes, Max Verstappen ended 21 seconds behind McLaren's Lando Norris in Singapore, but he was a clear second at Red Bull's weakest circuit. COTA's flowing layout may provide a clearer image of whether or not Red Bull has actually turned the corner. This is the second reason why the Austin weekend is so important. It marks a return to more classic circuits with high-speed direction changes, in contrast to the previous run of low downforce courses in Monza and Baku, as well as a maximum downforce but low-speed street circuit in Singapore. Austin will thus provide a clearer image of what the form table may look like until the end of the year, with only November's race on the Las Vegas Strip standing out as being more like to Baku in character. What we're looking to do is to build on the understanding that we have and take a car there that's well balanced between both of its axles. It inspires the confidence of the driver, Horner told the media. It's a very different challenge. There is that first sector is very high speed. They've resurfaced part of the circuit as well, so there's another variable that's thrown in. It's a sprint weekend, so you've got to hit the ground running. But the whole team's been working incredibly hard on understanding the issues, addressing them, and getting, hopefully, remedies on the car for Austin. While all attention has been focused on McLaren's battle with Red Bull, Ferrari may still be in the mix, trailing only 34 points behind Red Bull in third. But the Scuderia is possibly the team with the most questions to answer this weekend, as it has struggled with high-speed bouncing on the most difficult circuits throughout the summer. Maranello's answers to that debilitating problem have proven ineffective on the unusual run of Monza, Baku, and Singapore, so Austin will be the litmus test for whether Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz have the means to compete on COTA's demanding layout. We are seeing the numbers that we expected, bringing those new parts on the car, but we still don't have the definitive answer of how close we got to McLaren or Red Bull on a normal track, Leclerc told the press. I'm sure we did a step forward. How much? I think we'll see that in Austin. Sainz is also hesitant until he sees Ferrari's newest specification run on normal tracks, but he believes Vegas will be Ferrari's best shot for another win this year. I think every team has one more upgrade more or less in the pipeline that they're going to try before the end of the year, so we could still see some swings in performance, according to the Spaniard. At the same time, we've seen upgrades this year don't always mean performance. It doesn't always translate into lap time. It's happened to us and other teams, Red Bull, Mercedes, except McLaren. What we need to see is if it makes a difference in Austin and Brazil, all the more old-school normal tracks basically. And then Vegas, I think, is our next big chance. All eyes will be predominantly on Red Bull. Will they be able to bring the silver bullet? Will they finally be able to fix the setup of the BR20? Those are the questions Red Bull and Max Verstappen want the answers to. If not, Verstappen will actually leave for real. However, for now, Max Verstappen has indicated that he is more concerned with ensuring Red Bull's return to form than with the possibility of changing Formula One teams in 2026, with Verstappen believed to have exit clauses in his current Red Bull contract, which runs until 2028. The world champion's future at the team has been a constant source of speculation this season, following power struggles behind the scenes and the departure of several key personnel from the Milton Keynes base squad. Verstappen was repeatedly courted by Mercedes team head Toto Wolff, particularly after Red Bull began suffering with performance, until Mercedes publicly committed to teenage prodigy Andrea Kimi Antonelli last month. However, Verstappen hinted at potential opportunities to shift teams in 2026, but emphasized that he is more worried with improving Red Bull's performance than anything else. When asked if he liked the notion that he appeared to have alternatives for 2026 and beyond, with numerous teams leaving their options open, Verstappen said, "Yes, of course, I know it's possible, but I'm not thinking about it right now. I think, at the moment, I have enough to worry about with other things we want to do better. We will see what happens in the future. At the moment, I am not really thinking about it too much, to be honest. But if it doesn't happen, then so be it. It won't change my life." With Verstappen undoubtedly interested in Aston Martin, the team that has lately attracted other important Red Bull figures like as Adrian Newey, Red Bull understands what it needs to do to enable the Dutchman see out his current contract, supply him with a competitive vehicle. Most big drivers have performance-related exit clauses in their contracts, including Max, Helmut Marko said. So, if we can't give him a car to fight at the front, then it will definitely be something he will think about. The most significant variable is 2026's all-new rules cycle, which will include brand new car designs and drastically changed power units, providing a tremendous opportunity to reshuffle the competitive pecking order. Red Bull, in particular, has a lot of questions to answer about its first-ever power units created in-house at Red Bull Powertrains with support from Ford, while Honda leaves to become Aston Martin's works partner. However, Verstappen does not feel Red Bull's 2026 form is any more mysterious than that of its competitors. "Of course it is, a question mark, but you can say that about everyone," he said. "It's a completely new car and engine. It's a question mark for everyone, also for the people who think they are in the best position right now. There's always the question of whether you really did such a great job, and it will stay that way until the 2026 season starts. What do you think? Will Red Bull be able to save their season? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.